My name's Larry Lennon, and this story is about me. But I'm not in it just yet. Starts with my father.
About to run a test on reactor number 4. They said low power, but I don't really feel like it. And we just press this button right here.
На Чернобыльской атомной электростанции произошла авария. Поврежден один из атомных реакторов.
When we got the report, me and my mom were scared. We didn't know what happened, and we were scared for our father, not knowing that he caused the events that happened.
The Chernobyl nuclear disaster in Ukraine was a terrible event that took place on April 26, 1986. The explosion was caused by a poorly designed nuclear power plant made by the Soviet Union. After the height of the Cold War, along with the lack of safety procedures and uneducated working staff on the plant, the explosion caused a lot of radiation to shoot off into the atmosphere. The radioactive spill created a major amount of health concerns and even killed 30 people, and 50 million people were contaminated from the radiation from the explosion. The Chernobyl disaster created distrust towards nuclear energy, and it posed a very real, healthy, and safety threat all across Europe. Disasters like Chernobyl have given a bad image to nuclear energy.
My mom and I, a little bit in the future, decided to leave. Where to?
From ABC, this is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. Reporting tonight from Berlin.
From the Berlin Wall specifically, take a look at them. They've been there since last night. They are here in the thousands. They are here in the tens of thousands. Occasionally they shout, Die Mauer muss weg, the wall must go. Thousands and thousands of West Germans come to make the point that the wall has suddenly...
The wall first rose to create 4 zones for the Allies. The eastern part of the country went to the Soviet Union, while the western part went to the United States, Great Britain, and eventually France. The physical wall was built in August by 1961. The evening of the fall, a German government official made the announcement. By 11 p.m., the commander of the border crossing let the guards open the checkpoints, allowing people to pass without their identities. After the fall of the Berlin Wall, even though everyone was ecstatic, the recovery of East Germany was still long and challenging. People are still paying higher taxes to repay. The cultural impact of the Berlin Wall was that it physically separated Germany into different regions, and the historical impact of the fall of the Berlin Wall led to the reunification of Germany.
Oh yeah, and about where I was headed to.
Bring it.
That. Hey, are you guys still open? Yeah, my sweatshirt. This is from the Oakland Athletics. I used to play Pistons.
The 1990s was the prime for the steroid era. To compete with the rest of the league and keep my job, I needed to start using anabolic steroids. My friends Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa, and Roger Clemens and I were discovered and banned from the Hall of Fame. Thus, we had to find a different job after retirement from the MLB.
For more than a decade, there has been widespread illegal use of anabolic steroids.
Yeah, that was weird. But that wasn't even the weirdest thing I saw while I was in LA. No way.
What? Order in the court. We will now begin the trial. The lawyer for the Goldman family, please come to the stand.
I hereby accuse Orenthal James Simpson of murdering Nicole Brown Simpson and her friend Ronald Goldman.
Okay, OJ's lawyer, Johnny Lee, please come to the stand.
This, Your Honor, is the glove that OJ was suspected of wearing during the night of the murders.
Hey, you don't fit!
If the glove don't fit, you must have quit.
What'd he say? If it don't fit, you must have quit. If it don't fit, you must have quit.
In the case of Orthel James Simpson, I find him not guilty.
Yeah!
The people of the state of California versus Orthel James Simpson was a criminal trial in Los Angeles County Supreme Court, which is former National Football League NFL player and actor O.J. Simpson, was tried and acquitted for the murders of his ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson and her friend Ron Goldman. The trial brought the forefront economic question about race, economics, whistleblowing, and the media response, and all of which were addressed in a question and answered the following talk. For many people old enough to remember, O.J. Simpson's murder trial from his 1995 exodus was a defining moment in understanding of all race, blooding, and justice. Nearly 3 decades later, it is still affecting the different of race and whites and black Americans. The beating of Ron King in 1991 and the riots following the acquits of those officers in 1992 was the abject failure of the department to contain those riots that left the LAPD standing in Los Angeles and tattered by the time Goldman and Nicole Brown Simpson were slashed and slayed to death.
After the new millennium, I thought things could be different. I thought there could be new change, new life, maybe even peace for once. But that illusion was shattered not more than a year later.
It is an eerie New York City. Eerie because it is so quiet. The only sound you hear is an occasional siren. This is the corner of Pearl and Beekman. Bikes are on the road, but there aren't many cars, and as you can see by the cloud of smoke, it is casting a
Bin Laden throughout the 90s was conspiring against the United States. The CIA knew something was going to happen and that something was being planned, but they did not know what or where. By 1999, Al-Qaeda operatives already entered the United States and had started planning for 9/11. At 5:45 a.m., terrorists passed through Portland Airport security in Maine. Many members are screened due to warnings, but are only screened for explosives and not the knives they're carrying. At 8:46 a.m., Flight 11 hits the South Tower. Workers are told not to evacuate in the North Tower. People are trapped in the South Tower and jump. At 9:03 a.m., Flight 175 hits the North Tower. The events of 9/11 led to a very large impact on American culture. After the planes hit, there was a sense of American unity that hadn't been felt in a long time towards the country, as the country had not seen an attack on a domestic territory like this since Pearl Harbor. Unfortunately, this attack also led to stereotypes towards Muslims and Arabs. The attacks of 9/11 led the United States to fundamentally change how airport security worked. It also changed people's views later on in foreign involvement, as the conflicts that resulted were very bloody and costed a lot of money and a lot of time. After the early 2000s, I decided to get involved in politics. There was a man at the 2004 Democratic National Convention that put on a speech that inspired me. I ended up to meet him and helped in his campaign for his Senate seat in Illinois. This man was Obama.
My fellow Americans, we need a new name for the health insurance plan that I'm planning to impose on the American people. I care a lot for the American people, and we need a new name. Any ideas?
The Obama plan.
2008 health insurance.
Obama AIDS.
Not quite. Obama Care? That works. Yay! Ladies and gentlemen, Obamacare.
It is that fundamental belief, I am my brother's keeper, I am my sister's keeper.
Obama spoke at the 2004 Democratic National Convention. He delivered a passionate speech. This speech put him in the limelight, and he ended up winning a Senate seat in Illinois. This seat led to his 2008 campaign having very high recognition on top of the competing Republican nominee, John McCain. His presidential victory was celebrated as this was a major milestone for America to have a black president. Obama's campaign was centered around a message of hope and change that we can believe in. His cultural impact was how he brought a different type of upcoming and culture into the White House. But race relations did not improve as expected, and by 2016, the Black Lives Matter movement was starting to grow. Obama's presidential victory sets the precedent that it is possible for other American minorities to become president. This also changed America's international image, especially in Europe, due to his election. Round 2 wasn't as pretty though.
Look, Putin, from everything I see, has no respect for this person.
Well, that's because he'd rather have a puppet as president of the United States.
No puppet.
And it's pretty clear.
You're the puppet.
It's pretty clear.
The 2016 election was the election between Donald J. Trump and Hillary Clinton. The 2016 election was a lot more wild than the average election due to the debaters' constant interruption of remarks during the campaign and presidential debate. This sparked many internet memes like the Pokemon Go to the Polls or Make Blank Great Again. There was a level of unprofessionalism from both sides of the debate. Britannica says, at various times, Trump blamed party establishments for costly intervention in foreign conflicts, the widening gap between the rich and the poor, stagnant real wages, excessive political correctness, and failure to enforce immigration laws. This debate sparked a lot more tension between the political sides of the United States. If you were a Democrat, you were hated by the Republicans and vice versa. In the end, Donald Trump won by 306 to 232 over Hillary Clinton, though everyone thought Hillary would be the victor.
Yeah, after this I was done. I moved to Haiti. What a beautiful day in Haiti.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Somebody help me! Help! I made it.
The 2010 Haiti earthquake was a 7.2 magnitude earthquake that did major damage to Haiti. It mainly hit the cities of Lacaille and Jérémie and leveled buildings. This did damage to Haiti not only due to leveled buildings, but also due to the damage done to an already weak country and government. The earthquake was so bad that you could see it from space. At least 5,700 people were injured during the earthquake. Cultural impact was in the destruction of buildings like churches and restaurants, which literally destroyed part of people's cultures. Historical impact was that in part due to Haiti being weak and the earthquake.
Jovenel Moïse was assassinated amid massive political and civil instability in the years to come. This had led to the rise of gangs taking control of Haiti due to how weak Haiti's government has become.
Man, that was rough. Maybe I should go back to Ukraine.
You know, I was wondering, if you could keep on, because the force, it's got a lot of power, and it makes me feel like it makes me feel like